We are here with girls cross country coach Laura Weiler. Excited you guys have had a few meets, won your meet yesterday. So I know there have been some injuries early in the year, but of course it's a marathon, not a sprint in cross country. So how are you looking for the team to grow together, and what's the goal in terms of peaking at the right time?
For cross country, so much of it, which people don't always realize, is it's team oriented. So you can have a great number one runner, but unless you're strong through positions 2 through 5 and really 6 and 7, that first fast runner doesn't matter. And so team chemistry is actually incredibly important, and we design our whole season starting in June and really beyond that to be peaking in late October and early November for the LIS and the state meets. So part of that, beyond the training itself, is the team chemistry, because when you feel bad and when you want to slow down, you've got to be able to think of your teammate and how much your run means for them and for your other teammates who are in front or behind you. So that's something we emphasize all the time. We're getting ready to have a team building practice right now where you can draw on those things in November that you practiced back in September, back in June, back in July. And so the injuries, we try not to focus on that, but we try to focus when those runners are healthy again. They're going to feel that sense of camaraderie and that sense of really obligation to their teammates to do their part.
All right, so you mentioned November. Obviously, that's when the state meet is. What represents, as you all walk back to the bus in November at the state meet, what to you represents a successful season?
It starts with, did the team perform as a unit to the best of their ability? There's only so many factors we can control. We can't control the weather. We can't control the course. We can't control what other runners are doing. But what we can control is our effort, is our maxing out and our performance and supporting one another. And if we can walk away feeling like we gave everything we had, we left it all on the course, and we supported one another as well as we could, that's really going to define what success is. Clearly, a good finish in terms of ranking is always one of our goals, but where we take the most pride, I think, is our sense of family. We refer to ourselves as a family, and how well each member of that family is supporting one another and performing themselves.
All right, so on that theme of family, we know Trinity alums, we heard from tennis how much the alums still have influence on that program. I noticed you have 2 assistant coaches who are Trinity graduates. What's that like, having athletes that you coached and knew as teenagers now on the staff with you?
There's really nothing more rewarding than seeing alums come back and want to be a part of something that, particularly in cross country, is incredibly hard. And when you want to voluntarily come back and be a part of working hard every single day and continuing that culture that helped you to grow, there's really nothing more rewarding. And we had another alum come back already this season and address the team, Molly Bradenbaugh, who's an extremely successful both high school and collegiate athlete, and getting to work with Rachel Cizik-Filippelli and Ellis Mumford every day is so incredibly rewarding and fun. And for them to be on the other side of it, I think for them is very rewarding too.
All right, so last question. As a coach, it's a little different in cross country in that you get out there and run with them a lot of the time, right? So do you, like when you run with the team, do you ever get competitive with them? Like, I can beat you, or is that ever in your mind?
It does not enter my mind. Perhaps it does for other people. For me, it's really just about trying to support them and doing whatever it takes to give them the best possible experience. So if that's pushing them one day, it's trying to do that. If that's bringing along somebody else at a different time, as an adult, you have the luxury of being liberated from feeling the need to compete and prove yourself. And so it's a lot of fun to be able to run with them, and those are some of the best parts of every day. And we're just so proud of what these girls can do and grateful that we can all do it together.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach Weiler. Great luck this season, and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with senior Kayla Quigley, who's had a very successful running career here in the cross-country program. Kayla, my first question for you is, as a senior captain, obviously you have responsibility for the team as a captain, but of course also responsibility for your own performance. How do you juggle that dual responsibilities of being a leader, and so you're noticing what everyone else is doing and trying to bring out their best while also bringing out your own best individual performance?
Honestly, for me, they're kind of one and the same. I like to lead by example, and I think that when I put my best foot forward and I give 100% effort in workouts and on long runs, I think that kind of inspires the other girls to do the same. And also just being vocal, telling everyone, because I know when it's hurting in cross country hurts a lot. So if I'm hurting, I know other girls are hurting too. So I kind of just use that to be like, when I really need something, like a little extra push, I kind of be like, come on guys, we got this, just give them that extra push that I need to.
So you talk about the how it hurts, and I know if people who haven't run cross country maybe don't understand what you all go through as athletes. Would you say where does the reward come? At the end of the race, does it come? Is there a moment in the race when you feel actually good for a minute? What's the reward for you through your efforts in cross country?
It really depends. Every so often during a race, I'll get a really lucky moment, and I'll feel good. But usually, it's after the race you get that runner's high, and you really get to appreciate all the work you put into it, and when you get to yield those results.
So we've asked some other athletes, you now being part of this program for so many years, who's someone maybe that you ran with that's now moved on in college, who you really bring what you learn from that person every day, or you just miss? Who's someone that inspired you in this cross-country program?
Obviously, I have my 2 alum coaches. They're great, Ellis and Rachel. Molly Bradenbaugh, my freshman and sophomore year, she really helped to push me. She's a great runner, and it was always great just to get her experience being a collegiate runner, see what she brought to the table. She was awesome. And also just the seniors, my freshman year, they really taught me what cross country was all about here, and really helped me foster the sense of team that I want to continue to foster and teach that to the freshmen so that it just keeps going and going.
So Kayla, as someone who's such a thoughtful, reflective person, as you clearly are, it probably has occurred to you that in a few months you won't be putting on that uniform anymore. What do you think you're going to miss the most once your days running in the green and white and blue are over?
Just the sense of team. I have yet to encounter bonds with other people like I have during cross country. It's just the suffering brings you together. And there's nothing like it.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. Well, thanks so much, Kayla. Good luck the rest of the season, and appreciate you joining us here on TESPN.
Thank you.